My wife's boss of her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife told me many times how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my wife that I was always good at making good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon as she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for all of us. As I started to cut into this steak, I realised how undercooked it really was. Now I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow if I tried. I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism. No, I'd already had great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak at the start. Just then, our hostess excused herself to take care of the dessert in the kitchen. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realising that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand and gently shook off the juice, and executed the perfect throw right through the centre of the open window. Here's the big-time FU. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest freaking window you'd ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you could ever hide from me" expression of a demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on the window impact and came in quickly. She took in the scene. The steak still sitting on the window, the blood trail, the empty plate, and gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 to 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm such an idiot. I don't know, I was cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife, I really am an idiot. Right, honey? No help coming from that direction, I might add. I will clean this up, I can't believe this, I'm so sorry. Both women continued to stare at me as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter incoherent explanations. I knew no one was buying my story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet for the rest of the evening. My wife's only words to me on the drive home were, "I'm fine, and you really can make bad first impressions, can't you?"